Hello there, and welcome to Tiny World. Today I've got a few specimens that I'm going to put under the lens, and we can take a look at what these look like. Now, last year, 2025, in the spring of 2025, we had the emergence of cicadas, quite interesting cicadas in Athens, Georgia. And I took to doing this. All right, so I collected a few specimens and I encased them like this, hoping to preserve them for a long time. But unfortunately, my technique was terrible, so there are lots of air bubbles in there, so you can't really see them well. Some of them I think will keep for a while, but because of the air bubbles, not really the best specimens. But well, I guess you can find something to do with them. And today we're going to find something to do with them. We're going to put them under the lens and see what they look like. We're going to, because they've got lots of bubbles, we're going to look at the bubbles, we're going to look at specific parts of these. And I've got not just cicadas, so I've got one, two, three, four, five cicadas. I've got a Dobson fly, and then I've got a Schaefer. Schaefer looks really cool, nice and colorful, but perhaps it's the worst specimen because of all of these air bubbles. So if any of y'all know how to get rid of air bubbles in something that's already 1 year encapsulated, let me know. If you know how to extract this without destroying the specimen so that I can use a better technique to encapsulate it, please let me know so that at least I can redo all of these and not have to throw them away because of the poor quality. Anyhow, let's get down to observing, and we'll start with the Dobson fly. And what I'm going to do is this is the setup that I've got. I've got this light here, which is essentially just flooding the space, and then I've got my small rig here. Let's just switch that on, and let's turn on our camera. Okay, super. Now, what you can see there is the pincers of this Dobson fly. So let's come up closer to it and let's see. So there we go. Those are the pincers of this Dobson fly. And you can see the air bubbles that I'm talking about. So you can see there are some really pronounced air bubbles, but all around it is like this white layer of gas bubbles that's right on the surface of the specimen. And let's move a bit closer to the face and the eyes. Okay, I'm gonna need to zoom out a bit. Okay, so in that shot there, all right, right there you can see the extent of the air bubbles. You can see you've got quite pronounced ones there, and then you've got the lesser ones. But what we'd like to do is I just would like you to take a look at the eyes. So I'll put the eye in focus. You can see the eye is under the antenna. All right, so looks pretty cool, doesn't it? There we go, in a bit of focus. Right. Looks quite alien, doesn't it? But so cool. Right. What I found really interesting was the patterns on the wings. So let's turn it all around so that we can see a section of the wing. And there you can see the patterns on the wings. And so when I first encapsulated this, it had quite an interesting glint to it. So let's just come in closer and let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that's the wing, and you can see those divisions look like cells or something like that, but you can see the patterns in between there, as if they're blood vessels or something else. Pretty cool. And at the edge you can see that fine little line of I don't know what to call them, if it's kind of feathery at the edges, but that's pretty cool, isn't it? Right, so that's specimen number 1, the Dobson fly. Right, and look at that cool layer right there. So that layer down there is a layer of, it's actually one of the layers of wings, right? So that's a transparent looking layer there is a layer of wings. And okay, you can see the quality of my work isn't great, but you can see we've got some interesting stuff going on right here. Right. And let's go on to its thorax. Okay, you'll see there's a bit of a reflection going on from the television. That's not intended, but actually it's not the television, it's the light. Alright, okay, now there. Looks a bit alien. That's the eye once again. And we can zoom to bring it in a bit. Okay, cool. All right, so that's that specimen there. So I'll, yeah, there you go. That's our Dobson fly. Please do look at the upload on iNaturalist. Please help me with the identification. I'm not absolutely certain of what it is, but your help with identification would be most appreciated. Let's look at its under parts. So cool how you can get so close up here. And you can see the fine detail there. Looks pretty hairy, doesn't it? Alright, so that's our Dobson fly specimen, but what I was more interested in us taking a look at is the cicadas. And so let me see, this one here, perhaps, this was the first that I actually encapsulated, and I guess it looks like one of the better specimens, bits of work that I did. So let's go ahead and put that one under the lens and let's see what that looks like. So while this is about macro photography, the micro lens is actually really great to look at things in this video format. So I hope it's worth your while watching this. Okay, let's bring our lens way in so that we can focus. And you can see we've got lots of air bubbles going on there. And yeah, it's not the best bit of work, but I guess you kind of get a sense of what I was trying to do here, don't you? Okay, so that's the wing structure. And you can see quite interesting detail on the wing structure. I like the way it's just so transparent, but these bits here are perhaps the most interesting bits, eh? Because when you look at this insect's digits, alright, look at that. You've got a claw right at the end and you've got little furry ends going from it there. Quite interesting. You can see all the way down, it's a bit furry. Can really hang on to you if it catches you, can't it? And let's look at the underside. What can we see on the underside? Alright. bit of a claw right there. And you can see the hairy bits to it, can't you? Interesting color we've got going on there. But I'm guessing that is just because of my lighting situation going on. But that's pretty cool. Interesting to see these creatures in such vivid detail. Now, the last bit is I want to look at this Schaefer. So I'm gonna do another video where I'm gonna look at this Schaefer and take a look at these photos. Tell me if you can actually identify any of these creatures. I would like your assistance to identify these. Just go to those iNaturalist posts, and whatever you can definitively identify, please help with the identification. It means so much to me. Thank you so much. I hope this has been quite interesting. Let's see what I bring next time.